What's up and good morning, War Report family. It's your guy, Ike Jones. We are back with another morning drop. Today, we are talking about Auburn's offense and whether or not it can translate to the road, finally getting some road offense going. Y'all know how we do right here, War Report style. Let's drop it on them.
You are now listening to the War Report. Drop.
Morning drop. It is Monday, October the 30th, and we are here. Your guy Ike Jones, B. Will, in here on a Metrics Monday, talking about what the numbers say about this Vanderbilt game coming up this weekend. B. Will, how you feeling this morning?
Feeling all right, all right. I like the way these numbers are looking so far, so I'm feeling a little more comfortable about the weekend. Maybe we'll be 5-4. You know
Hey,
what I'm
listen,
saying?
man,
Yeah.
it'd be nice to be on the plus side of this 500 mark for the
Hmm.
first time since week 5 that we would have been at.
Oh yeah. Wait, no, 5. What were we?
Yeah, we were 3-2 after week 5.
Oh, okay, because we went 3 and that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's good to be back in the plus column on the win column in general, but definitely want to get back above 500. Um, Still would not have a winning record in the conference, but we have time to get back into a place where we get closer to that as well. But B, let's talk about Vanderbilt. And well, before we get into that, before we get into all the conversation, we know that you all have some things that you need to do, or at least we would like for you to do. And you can start by sharing the video. We want to get more Auburn fans or Vanderbilt fans. I don't know any personally, but they exist somewhere. I mean, they don't have nobody in their stands on Saturdays. So there are Vanderbilt fans. So maybe they want to come in and talk about their football team. I don't know. They don't go to their games very much, so I don't know why they want to talk about them, but they
Yeah.
exist somewhere out there in the world, Vandy fans. I literally have never met one in my entire life. Like,
I've met an alum. I don't even think they were a fan.
that's what I'm
But
saying.
yeah, I
Like, I
went
know
there.
people who went to school there. I
Yeah.
I mean, I am not. This is not me trying to be like funny I mean, it's funny, but I'm not attempting to like make a joke. I literally have never met a Vanderbilt Commodores football fan ever in my entire life. I know they exist because people show up to their games. I just don't know any personally. And I
Is it
know a
kind of like
lot of
a
football fans of a lot of football teams.
Is it kind of like a recreational thing for them? They were like, "Hey, what do you want to do this weekend? You want to go to the game? You want to go to a concert? Go see a movie? Well, it should be about 60 degrees out, right? Let's just go to the game. We'll drink a little bit. It'll be fine."
I,
Like they don't go to root and get invested. They go to pass the time. Maybe
I
is
don't know.
that the kind of thing it is?
I have no idea, man. I don't know. But again, I know they exist. So if you know some, invite them so we can meet them too.
Okay.
Share the video. Like the video if you don't mind, and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate all of that. And if you are out there in podcast land, please go ahead and share this podcast as you're re-listening, and give us that 5-star review, man. Let some other people know, or give us a review. I say 5-star review. If it's not a 5-star review, it's okay. You can review us however you feel. I know there are people out there who don't like us. So, we'll listen to that stuff too. But we appreciate everybody who continues to interact with us in any way. Anyway, let's get into the conversation though. Vanderbilt is at home versus Auburn this weekend. Auburn's making the trip up to, is the stadium done yet? Have they finished that
Um,
stadium yet?
um,
I didn't watch their last home game, but are they still holding scoreboards up with cranes and things over there?
that was so embarrassing,
I
man.
don't know. I don't know what they're doing, but um yeah, I didn't intend for this to be like a come and crap on Vandy pod today, but I was going to crap on their defense though. That is I fully had the intent to come
Deservedly.
in here and crap on their defense. Now this didn't go so well for me last time when I started reading out statistics on how bad a defense was, because our team didn't go there and perform well against that bad defense.
I mean, that's no slight
Um,
on you. You know that their
I mean, it's
defense
not my
still.
fault. I
Yeah.
just read the
Yeah.
statistics are what they are, but it is what it is. But Vanderbilt's defense not good. I mean, let's just be clear, they're not very good.
Yeah.
Um, and the numbers bear that out. The biggest issue for Auburn has been on the road. We've had some games where we performed admirably, really on the road. we had our moments in games. Let me not say we performed admirably. As far as
Right.
moving the football is what I mean by that. So we've been able
Right.
to move the football fairly decently on the road. We haven't been able to get points though, right? Like
Right.
our trips to the red zone have been very limited. If you go back to the Cal game, turnovers really stopped a lot of drives that were promising in that game. Texas A&M, we had drives that were promising. We had not turnovers, excuse me. We had penalties that stifled a lot of those drives that were moving in the right direction. Some really weird play calling happening in that game that really, I think, stifled our offense's ability to move the football in a very concerted way. Having said that, Auburn fans a renewed vigor around the potential of what this offense could look like from the first half against Mississippi State and going on the road against a team in Vanderbilt who is currently ranked dead last in our conference in points allowed. And I specifically want to talk about points allowed because I
Okay.
think that that's the thing. Is Auburn going to be able to put points on the board versus a Power 5 opponent on the road? Dead last in points allowed in the conference at 34.2 points per game currently they are surrendering. And this is a Vanderbilt team, I think, that fights hard in most of their games, but
Yeah.
they're giving up 34.2 points per game in all their Power 5 contests. Excuse me, in the season. If you distill that down to just the games they've played versus Power 5 opponents, that number goes up to 37.7 points per game that they're surrendering. If you take that to just the SEC opponents, that number goes up to 39.2 points per game that they're surrendering. If you just look at the games that they have played at home versus those SEC opponents, that number goes up to 40 points per game.
They play better on the road.
Well, they haven't played
Wow.
road either. I'm just saying that
I mean, but it goes up if it's 37 at home when it go 39 in the 37 in the conference, but 39 at home, then that means they give up more points at home than they do between home and away.
they've played 3 home games versus Power 5 opponents: UNLV, Florida, and Ole Miss. Now, I don't know what UNLV is doing this year as far as points per game and whether they're a high-powered offense. Florida has been up and down in their performance, and we know Ole Miss can put up points. UNLV scored 40 on them. Florida scored 38. Ole Miss scored 38. So that number probably should be like 39.
Ole Miss scored 33.
33. Okay, so that number is probably a little too high on their road home thing, but still, they've been giving up 30 plus points per game at home versus Power 5 opponents. This cannot be the week, y'all, where we don't go out there and put up 30. We can't do it, man.
Yeah, it sounds like 30 needs to be the low bar for us.
There is not a team that has played against this team in the Power 5. Hawaii scored the least amount of points on them in week 1, and that was 28. Every other team they have played that's a Power 5 opponent has scored at least 30 points on them. Auburn can't be the first team to not do it, man.
Yeah. That makes this pretty clear to me as far as, all right, what are we looking for here from our offense? Well, sure, we want to put up some points. We want to look competent passing the ball. But honestly, I think this is where we need to look for points being scored, successful drives where we don't stall out. We don't get penalties that hold us up. We don't get disconnect between quarterback and wide receiver. We actually finish drives. And along those lines, and supports the numbers, Vanderbilt's defense, as far as finishing drives, as far as how well they hold up in the red zone, they're 83rd out of 130 in FBS. So they're terrible. Quality drives on defense, which is mean how well do you stifle what the other team wants to do? A quality drive for the offense is possession, 10, 11, 12 plays, finishing it off in a touchdown. As far as Vanderbilt's defense preventing that, 126 out of 130 in FBS. If you don't get it right here, and get it right doesn't mean they score 10, but we score 23 and that's not get it right. I get it. We need to score points. We need to win games because we haven't been winning SEC games outside of last week. Mm-hmm. We need to look good on offense. We said it when we played LSU. Well, this is the worst defense we would have played. It was. Yep. This is now, as we play Vanderbilt, this is not just the worst defense we have played so far. This is the worst defense in the conference. One of the worst defenses in the nation. You can't not score 30. I'm with you, Ike. The bar has to be you have to score at least 30 against this team, and that's low
Right.
bar. You can't look worse than that against Vanderbilt. You can't.
Yeah. Auburn thus far in our Power 5 games, averaging 14 points per game on the road. 14 points per game on the road versus Power 5 opponents. We can't I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see 14 points against Vandy, against this Vanderbilt team. I don't care how bad we've looked at this season, man.
Yeah.
That should not be acceptable for our offense to go out there and only put up 14 points versus this team.
Yeah.
And listen, Auburn as a team, 14 points. If we take away the defensive score at Texas A&M, that number drops.
Right.
We got to do better than this offensively. And I'm encouraged by what I saw first half versus Mississippi State, and equally discouraged by what I saw the second half versus Mississippi State. I understand what field position was like and number of possessions in the third. Listen, it didn't look good. Like, I don't care. Mississippi State adjusted, Auburn didn't. We had a drive in the first half that started inside our own 10-yard line. It didn't look as bad as the other drives we had in the second half inside the 10.
Right.
So field position, like I feel like people are scapegoating stuff because they want to make themselves feel better about what the second half performance was. I am ecstatic about the win, but we're on to the next game right now. All right. I had my time to, dunk on Mississippi State fans about how we beat them, and they were all in our comment section. Ole Miss fans were laughing. I'm gonna laugh if you guys lose Mississippi State. Well, we didn't. Shut up. Mississippi State fans, we've beaten you guys in the last 10, 5 out of 5. You're now 6. You're now 5 out of 5 and 6. How about that? Shut up. But we're on to Vanderbilt right now, and we need to do something a little bit better in this game. We're 21-21 all time versus Vanderbilt. Make it 22-21. I don't care nothing about that. This season, we need to get the dub, and we need to make it convincing.
Yeah, we do. It needs to be.
I'll drive them through the turf, man.
For the confidence of the team, though, like, it's good to get off the snide and get the win. If we got another win, I don't think anybody would be discouraged. But looking at a pattern that has emerged here, it looked like back against the wall, rousing speech at home from Cadillac, we were able to perform well on offense for 30 minutes. 30 minutes does not a season make. We need to look good methodically, look good, and look just as good as we looked that game for the rest of the season. This is not the Swamp. This is not Death Valley. This is not an intimidating atmosphere we're going to go into. As a matter of fact, Auburn graduates flock to Nashville. I expect that stadium to be damn near 50-50, a split between Auburn and Vanderbilt. There would be no excuses for a poor performance this weekend. None. Yeah. Not after you found something on last week. Not after you go and play the worst defense in your conference. Put up some points consistently. Like, drive the field consistently and score points. Get some big plays. Make it happen, man. Like, this is the one. Like, I know everybody is up. Oh man, we might be able to beat Bama. Like, oh wait, no, too fast. Do it again, and then do it again. We'll have to go on the road against a better defense in Arkansas to test what we've learned against Mississippi State and Vanderbilt. I think that will be the true test of what our chances will be against Bama. How we show against Arkansas. This should be, as I think one of y'all said after the last game, not after this past one, but the one before that one. It looked like a scrimmage because we were just trying stuff. Mm-hmm. Was it against Ole Miss? We were just like one guy, the other guy, one guy, the other guy. This should look like we're going through the motions. It should be effortless in how well we are performing on offense this weekend. I expect better than one half performance. I expect 2 halves of very good offensive play. I hope we get it.
Yeah. Listen, if we almost put up 30 against Mississippi State, right? Almost doesn't count, but we almost did it against Mississippi State and probably could have had we kept our foot on the gas. But I want to see this team just go out there and absolutely dismantle somebody, man. Wait until there's 5 minutes left in the game and say, all right, that's enough. We've beaten them soundly enough. But listen, a win is a win. I'm very happy about the win versus Mississippi State. I need to see a better, not even repeat, but a better performance. We need to see it's building towards something If we do hope to go out there, like you said, and shock the world versus Bama in the Iron Bowl, this needs to be a building process where we continue to grow through these things. And it needs to happen. I get it. We're going to be at home for the Iron Bowl, different environment, but I want to see more confidence from our team and our ability to execute for 4 quarters, whatever the offensive game plan is going to be. And, listen, what I saw from our offense in the first half of that game is what I want to see consistently from our offense for the remainder of the season. All 4 quarters, just complete domination. Mississippi State didn't really have a lot of answers for what we were doing offensively. And again, I get it. Mississippi State's not a good football team, but neither is Vanderbilt. Neither is Arkansas. So that's why the next 2 weeks need to mirror the first half last week. So we have an opportunity to go out here and do this against a team that's surrendering points. It's not as if this team has been stingy on the scoreboard. They've been giving up 30 points to dang no near everybody. Hawaii almost broke 30 on them, and they're trash.
Yep.
We got to make it happen, man. Kentucky, 45. Missouri, 38. Come on, man. And the tempo teams are the ones that score. Ole Miss tempo. Missouri's running a spread offense. There are things that they've shown that if you spread them out and you run tempo, that they can be lacking in their discipline, especially against the run. I watched some of that game. Quinshon Judkins was going crazy on them in the first half of that game. I haven't watched the full game of Vanderbilt versus Ole Miss. He was going crazy on them in the first half of that game. Run lanes everywhere. We need to see Jarquez Hunter go crazy, and Peyton Thorne needs to be just as surgical as he was first half versus Mississippi State. We can walk out of here with 30 points and a big-time win against a team that you should beat that way, right? Like, we're not talking about what, in a theoretical land where all things bounce in a crazy. I'm talking about what you should be able to do versus this opponent. Go and do that, because that's really the mark of when you start to become a good team. When you handle teams you're supposed to beat handily, and then you use that as building blocks to go and compete against teams you're not supposed to compete against, and you sneak a couple of them.
Yeah.
So we will see what happens with this team as we go into the week. But again, 30 points, in my opinion, is what Auburn should be looking to as the low water mark put up against Vanderbilt at home this Saturday. Yeah. All right. We're going to get over into some comments from you all. But before we do, we have to hit you all with a little word from today's show sponsor. And once again, today's show is brought to you by the good folks at Lynch Toyota, the area's premier Toyota dealership, serving the Auburn area for over 20 years. 4 years of free maintenance on all new Toyotas that come from Lynch Toyota. So if you get one, you get free maintenance for 4 years, man. That saves you a good amount of money. All Toyotas certified pre-owned vehicles come with lifetime brakes and battery replacement, as well as a 100,000-mile warranty. That's amazing as well. The family at Lynch Toyota wants to meet and exceed your expectations in every department, whether you're purchasing a car, trading in, getting a part to upgrade, or getting your regular vehicle service. They take care of you every step of the way. To buy, sell, or trade your vehicle, make sure you shop Lynch Toyota of Auburn for the best customer experience. Get started now at lynchtoyotaofauburn.com. All Toyotas are created equal. Lynch Toyota makes the difference. All right. We're going to get to some difference makers over here in our comment section. You guys keep the comments flowing. And first and foremost, we want to thank Brian Hancher for gifting these memberships today. 5 gifted memberships today. We've got a couple of super chats. We'll start with the B Wheels Forehead, who says Auburn is tied with Vandy record-wise 21, 21, and 1 in the all-time record. We absolutely are. Let's make that. Let's get another thing over.
Why is that true? Is that true?
Early in, the history of football or whatever, Vandy was beating us a bunch then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
all right.
It is what it is, man. Let's listen. It's time to get over the 500 mark and make that happen this weekend. Let's get it done. The AU curmudgeon with a super chat. The team has gone soft here. What's with the spread offenses and hurry up? 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That's how the game should be played. Thank you for your opinion.
I don't know if this is a bit in the picture.
Yeah. It comes back and says, Coach Dye knew how to coach tough, hard-nosed football. None of this trick-or-treat-eration they do today. Yeah, I think this is a bit, but hey, listen,
Hey
be
man, this is a
be
funny
committed
bit.
to
This
it.
is a bit. Hey, I like this. Hey, you curmudgeon. Hey, I'm with you. No forward passes. That's right. No forward passes. That's why we can't pass well going. That's why we don't need to be forward passing. That's why.
Yeah.
3 yards, cloud of dust, 8 running backs. I'm with it. 240-pound offensive lineman, just like back in the day. Let's go.
P-Pass says they're playing at better stadiums on the road. Oh, that's why they play better, because the stadiums are better on the road. Got you.
Yeah, that was good.
They're upgrading their stadium, so maybe that will improve the level of play on the field. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, maybe. Who
You
knows?
look good, you play good, you have a good stadium, you play good, all that, you know. Brian Hancher says we need to win a little more before we crap on anyone. Brian, I'm here to tell you, you are 100% incorrect, because I'm going to crap on any and everybody who I want to. Now, you might need to win a little bit more before you crap on anybody. But let me tell you, this is how the food chain works, right? The people at the top of the food chain, I can't crap on them. But everybody who's below me gets my droppings. That's how that works. I don't care how much we're winning right now. I still exist above you on this food chain.
Yeah.
When I crap, you catch it. That's how it works, man. I don't make the rules. I abide by them. Now, again, it might make you feel better to be like, I can't talk about nobody right now, because though I'm a tiger and you're a lowly field mouse, I'm not feeling very tigerish right now. You're still a mouse and you still get devoured in this food chain. I don't care. I'm going to come on here and I'm going to talk my junk every single time. And I'll do it for you, Brian. I'll do it for you. And you can be like, man, that ain't me. That's Ike over at the War Report. He the one talking crazy. I ain't say that. I said it and I meant it. And I'll say it again because I meant it the first time I said it. But thank you. We appreciate you coming in here. You know what I'm saying? Another super chat here from Hunter Hanna, who says Robbie's attitude on the bench tells you all you need to know. I don't know what that means, but okay.
I don't remember seeing pics.
There's pictures of him on the bench with a towel over his head, sulking in the last game. It tells you a guy who's frustrated with where his role has been put. But okay, I don't want to get into defend Robbie mode. So cool, moving on.
Both guys were sulking though.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to get into it.
I'm going from Peyton Thorne's comments in the press last week and Robbie's as well. Nobody was happy with what was going on, but Peyton Thorne got the shot to go and prove it first, and he did. That's all we need to know. It really doesn't matter how Robbie feels.
Robbie is a human being who had issues with that stuff, and I'm not here to defend Robbie because I don't need to. Robbie's a grown man. If he wants to defend how he felt on the sideline, he could do that. I'm happy that Auburn won a football game Saturday. I want us to win another one this Saturday. That's what I need to know. Can we win Saturday? The Walker Show says, do you think Auburn let off the gas in the second half, or was it Mississippi State making adjustments and Auburn not making adjustments? Yes, both.
The latter.
It's both. I think.
Did they take the foot? Were they trying to
milk the clock and all? Yes, they absolutely were.
were.
And yes, Mississippi State made some adjustments that made it difficult to go and do what you thought you would be able to do without, like, based on the first half, we thought, oh, we can just go out here and run the ball. They haven't stopped us running the ball very well. Mississippi State was like, nah, we're not having none of that running stuff. And we were like, oh, but we are going to run. We are going to run. And they was like, but actually, no. And at the end of the game, we are going to run. And then Jarquez was like, but yeah, we are actually going to run and it's over with. Right. But yes, it was adjustments. And yes, we did take our foot off the gas. It was both of those things.
Yeah.
So I just don't want to see us take our foot off of the gas. And this is why it's indicative that we clearly took our foot off of the gas. If you go and look and chart first down throws that we had in the game, times that we passed the ball on first down in the first half versus in the second half, we pretty much flipped it. Like we basically just turned around and handed the ball off consistently on first down in the second half. And we waited until we got back to that, oh, it's third and long, we have to pass the ball. Or we got into that, it's third and very long, and we're just going to go conservative and run the ball here and play to punt the ball, right? So, yes, adjustments by Mississippi State. Yes, foot off the gas. I don't want to see either. I want to see they adjust, but we adjust back, and we keep pounding them, keep throttling, doing all the things we need to do to put up 30-plus points.
30-plus.
30-plus.
Easier against Vanderbilt. They're not good at anything. They're not good at much of anything on defense. So this should not be as difficult as it was against Mississippi. I know it looked easy first half against Mississippi State. I think we surprised them with a couple things, but outside of that, it's why they were able to stifle us in the second half. We've been saying LSU was the worst defensive team by the numbers we had played up even past Mississippi State, because Mississippi State's defense is not bad. Their head coach is a defensive guy. They may not know what they're doing on offense, but he's like, but damn it, we're going to at least do this much. We're not going to let them do this no more. And they didn't. So, credit to them. They made it a little difficult. Vandy should not. We should see even more points against Vandy this weekend.
Absolutely should see that. Devin says, thanks for the imagery, Ike. You are welcome. This is what I'm here for, to provide you all with quality imagery so that because listen, man, I have to make it clear the picture that we're painting. Have to make it very clear the picture that we're painting.
We don't want to see it that clear.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Maximum Effort says, Ike gonna let them know they broken ugly. You're darn right I'm gonna let them know. I'm gonna put it on a postcard and I'm gonna send it to you.
Let them know.
Listen, it is what it is, man. Listen, I didn't create your station in life. I just reminded you of what it is. It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
It hurts that we lost the Ole Miss, man.
And you're still broken ugly. I don't care nothing about it. Let's see. Chris S says, let's tempo until it doesn't work. We heard the tempo was giving our D problems in scrimmage, and our defense has been pretty solid this year. This has been my opinion the entirety of the year.
Right.
Is that if you are and Coach Hugh Freeze has said it out of his own mouth repeatedly, that he would not be where he is today if it weren't for a spread RPO up-tempo offense. It's who he is to his core. He said himself, Coach Philip Montgomery is used to going spread and up-tempo. He said himself, Peyton Thorne is more comfortable when we're running tempo. They have not been playing to their strengths offensively for the vast majority of this season, in an effort, as Coach Freeze has said, to protect our lack of depth on defense.
Yes.
Listen, you gotta score points.
Yep.
There are only two ways to win football games. You limit the other team more than you score, or you outscore the other team.
Yeah.
We've tried the whole limit them way. Let's go try to outscore them way.
Yeah.
I don't subscribe to this idea that we don't have enough guns to win shootouts. So because you don't feel like you have enough guns, you just don't shoot. I don't feel like we've been taking, okay, you got more artillery than you. That don't mean you leave some of your guns at home. You're like, well, he got 30 and I got 10, so I'm only going to take 5 of mine and see if, we could just outlast them. What are we? No, I'm taking all 10 of mine and you finna get every last one of these, bro. What are we doing?
Yeah.
I just hope you miss a bunch of shots, because I'm going to shoot every last one of mine.
What was the result when we did try to protect the defense?
We lost.
We lost embarrassingly once at Ole Miss was kind of embarrassing too, because it looked really bad for a good stretch of time. It looked bad. It didn't look good.
Was embarrassing. Ole Miss, we still could have won that game, but we still you're not winning games in this way. And this is not. I don't know better than any coach about what our depth is. Defense. I'm tired of giving y'all disclaimers. Y'all gonna think what you want to anyway. We lost the game and we didn't shoot all the bullets we had.
Yep.
Be who you are. This is why Lane Kiffin, he don't care. He like, man, I'm leaving that defense out to dry. I don't care. We're gonna score points, dog. Y'all gotta keep up. Do.
Yeah. And that's how we're built right now. We won't be built like that next year.
Yeah.
And on top of that, there are a lot of guys defensively that we aren't playing. And maybe that's the other part of it. It's not that you don't have bodies to put out there. It's that you don't trust those bodies.
It's confidence in the bodies that you have. That is 100%
the game plan.
Yes.
So you know what? But the benefit of that is, well, you're going to learn by fire this year.
Yeah.
Hey, defensive lineman, if I don't think you're ready yet, we got some true freshmen, some redshirt freshmen. put them out there. You know why? Because I need to get my best players a rest.
Them boys want to play too, man. You think Aniche Sledge wants to sit on the bench and not be playing? He ain't got a year of red. He already did the red shirt thing last year.
Steven Johnson, we just brought in with this class. We got bodies down there of guys who want to play. I would, but that's what I would do. Because again, the alternative is save your defense, slow your offense down, and lose. So if I let my offense hurry up, let them be at what their possible peak and play more guys on defense with less experience. If I lose, you would have lost anyway. Of course, they don't think that going into.
Listen, I mean, again, it's revisionist, right? Like we can play the results and say, hey, man, that didn't work, bro. Maybe you should have tried something different. At the time, it seemed like a good idea. I guess my point is, after a couple of weeks of it not working, I'd have been like, nah, bro, like I get it. I don't really want to get into a shootout with LSU. I don't really want to get into a shootout with Ole Miss, but they have some bad defenses. I'm going to take my chances to go out here and see if I can gun with these boys.
Right.
Yep. That's how I would have done it. But again, I'm the guy sitting on YouTube talking. I'm not the guy getting paid the million. I haven't won a single game ever as a head football coach at any level. So I might not know what the heck I'm talking about. That's a stupid idea. You're going to get people hurt.
Oh, man.
Possibly. JB says, I'll take 28 in a win. I'll take it too, but I'm telling you what we should do. This isn't about what I'll take. I'll take a 3-0 win. Yeah. I ain't going to be particularly happy about it. I'm going to get on here and be like, how we only scored 3 points for Vanderbilt? Is it a W? Gotta take them, bro. We're trying to get bowl eligible right now. Beggars can't be choosers.
Right.
We need to get 2 more in that win column some kind of way.
Yeah. And I think we need a bowl game. Absolutely.
Need a bowl game. Absolutely. But will I take 28 in the win? Absolutely will take 28 points and a dub. But I want 30 plus and a dub.
Yeah, man.
That's what 30, I want.
We could get the win, like you said, JB, 28 to win. Great. Less than 30 points this weekend against this team.
Right.
That's a red flag for the offense. That means it was a temporary fix, and it's strictly based on playing poor competition, not us actually getting significantly better on offense.
Yeah. Yes. All right, man. We know we need to go out here and we need to handle business. Statistics say that you should be able to against this defense. Let's make it happen, Auburn. We are going to get out of here, though. We appreciate you all dropping in with us this morning. As always, the morning drop is sponsored by Rogue Shop. Head over to rogueshop.com using code rapport. This is one of the few times this year in the last couple of weeks I can come on here and not tell you about needing something for stress. But it's Auburn, so I feel as if it's necessary to get stocked up. So head over to Rogue Shop. Stress and anxiety, they got you covered over there. Use code rapport to get a little something off of your purchase. We appreciate y'all. We are going to get out of here. Before you get out of here, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you are listening to this back on the podcast, go ahead and share that pod with somebody else. Give us a 5-star review over there. We'll be back at you all tomorrow morning with another morning drop. But until then, and as always, War Eagle.
War Eagle.